I'm gonna go back to looking like Steve Jobs. You can just deal with it.
That little zip is like the difference between you being cold and not being cold.
Yeah, my neck.
Oh my goodness. You got a sensitive neck.
I'm on the edge here of like cold and not cold.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, the show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hello, Hannah. Hey, Ben.
Hello, everyone involved.
Hi, Ben. I have decided I love the new test slogan. I'm going to try to remember to use it every time.
Yeah, that's great. You kind of had an,
Yeah.
What are we? Oh yeah, we're a program. I
was deciding what I wanted to do
because
at first I thought it was too long, but I like it.
So. Go with what you like is what I always say.
That's what you always say, and I like that. So I'm gonna go with it.
I have an upfront thing.
Great.
I was spreading the good word about nuts and droops today. And I have something that y'all might have totally noticed, but I didn't during our discovery in a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. No nuts or nuts.
Mm-hmm.
We've been calling almonds droops, but the droop is the fruit. So the almond and other nuts that we know as culinarily as nuts, but are actually botanically not nuts, are not droops, but they're the seeds of the droop.
Oh.
But I don't know if they could be called, like, the droop also. But that was just, like, a small distinction I thought it was important to make because we made such a big deal out of it.
Droop seed.
A droopsie daisy.
Droopsie daisy. Almonds. Okay. Are almonds droops is what I'm going to Google now.
So the droop, like a peach is a droop.
So first we learned they're not nuts. Now we're learning they're not droops?
Yeah. So like
happening?
a peach is a droop. And inside its pit is a seed. And that seed is the seed of a droop. And, like, if that peach were an almond fruit, the peach would be the almond fruit. And then the pit would be the almond shell. And then the seed of the almond droop would be the almond. Welcome to our botanical nut classification podcast.
Wow, I just went onto the Wikipedia page for almonds, and there's such a beautiful illustration on there of the whole plant, almond plant.
Oh, it is nice.
If you're looking for, if you're listening to this for the first time and you're like, what the fuck is everyone talking about? Check on in on episode 72, No Nuts or Nuts.
Yeah.
It's, stop what you're doing. It's imperative that you stop referring to almonds as nuts as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yeah, but also maybe not droops. Maybe they're seeds.
The seed
They're
of a droop.
They're the seeds of a droop.
You may call it the seed of a droop.
The fruit of the almond is a droop consisting of an outer hull and a hard shell within the seed, which is not a true nut inside. Shelling almonds refers to removing the shell to reveal the seed. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the almond is the seed.
It's the seed of the droop, which is the almond fruit.
Well, you know, the name of the episode still stands, and I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about that too. And I feel like, you know, soup to droop is still fine because it's like part of the droop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's more fine than nut. Okay,
yeah, it is.
So,
it's more accurate than calling it a nut.
That's right, and we strive for accuracy here. WayTooBroad.
Speaking of corrections, I also have an upfront thing, and it's really an apology that I need to issue to my dear husband and all Star Trek fans out there in this known universe.
What's going on? Or other universes.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Star Trek.
Because I went really hard on Star Trek last week, and when we were listening to it, like, Ian didn't say anything, but I could feel like waves of disappointment coming off of him. And then, like, later I asked him about it, and he was like, I don't understand why you did that. And I am pretty sure, I'm checking right now, but I might have even had Star Trek as an obsession one time.
Oh, I don't
No,
I don't remember that.
I didn't. But I did really enjoy a lot of things about the first season of Star Trek Discovery, and I watched the first 2 episodes of this season with the ones with Tig in them and stuff, and it's like it is coming back around to being an interesting sort of show. So I just want to apologize. Like Ian watches Star Trek the way that I watch Parks and Rec. It's just like something that he's always in the mood for. He can always put it on and watch it, and he watches various seasons, various versions of the show. And I've never been that way, and so I think there's to some degree it's like maybe I just got tired of it a little bit because it's always an option for him, and it's just not always an option for in my mind, you know. But as a series and as a show, it's really you know, and as a whole like franchise, it's really got a lot of really good things about it. So I'm sorry.
I'm glad you said that. I did listen to it, and my takeaway was that you hated Star Trek and everyone who who watches it, so and who likes it especially. So that's good. I'm glad you're setting that record straight. I was like, wow, she hates Ian for liking this show. That's savage. But you know what? It's good to have a boundary, I feel. Like, wherever your line in the sand is, you know? I respect that.
Do you guys want to know what I'm drinking?
Yeah, I desperately do. All right, don't I get to say that first?
So pop and push.
It's pop and a push. Who won first last week?
Ben did.
Oh.
And I went second.
Oh, okay.
And Erin went third.
Okay, cool. That's great. That's perfect. What are you drinking, Hannah? Okay. I don't know why I assume I would know this more than you do. You run this show.
I made
sorry.
the outline.
I'm sorry.
I even made an outline ahead of time this week.
What are you drinking? You know, if you would just stop chit-chatting and just answer the question. I mean, we've been waiting for a long time. Good gracious.
I'm drinking a beer again, finally.
That's a big boy.
It's a big boy. I don't have it all to myself. I'm splitting it.
Oh. Ooh, Grim.
But yeah, it's a Grim beer. They're based in Sterling, Virginia. Yeah. It's called Galaxy Pop with an exclamation point.
Boy, Virginia's a shitty state right now, huh?
Yeah, wow.
Just wow.
Holy shit.
Just wow.
I didn't even know about the third scandal, aka the second blackface scandal, until earlier today.
That one and did you hear about the one in Florida too?
No.
There was a fucking I shit you not. There was a lawmaker in Florida who in 2004 dressed up in blackface for a costume that was a Hurricane Katrina victim.
Oh, I did hear. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
What the actual fuck is happening?
I feel like at this point, black people are starting to just like, I wouldn't blame them for like not believing that there are no white people who have never worn blackface.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
Can we all just like promise? Can we all just swear to our listeners today that we've never worn blackface?
Never.
I swear to God, I've never worn blackface.
Never,
I'm a white
ever.
person who's never worn blackface.
I've done like one of those charcoal face masks, but that does not
that's
count.
The closest.
Recently I saw on Twitter like they found one from like UNC Chapel Hill's yearbook has one from it was from not that long ago. I mean, it was in the scheme of things,
right?
But I need to catch up on all the Virginia shit show. Apparently, I'm also behind.
There's three big ones.
The governor,
the lieutenant governor, who is black, so he didn't do blackface. He has a blackface, but he was accused of sexual assault in 2004, God. And then the attorney general admitted to doing blackface. Also, I think like in the 80s. Yeah, so those are the three people, like the governor and then the two people in line to be governor if he resigns.
And the scandals came out in that order. It was actually kind of wild. Like the governor first, then the lieutenant governor, then the attorney general.
I mean, I don't think that was that probably wasn't a coincidence.
Oh, and then I heard on the radio on the NPR version of the Daily this morning that it's got its own name. Up first, that the fourth in line who does not currently have a scandal, is like the majority leader of the House, who is a Republican, and apparently there was like a vote for a House seat in Virginia that was so close that it came down to like casting lots or something. Like the vote couldn't be decided by votes alone, and from that. That's how the Republicans kept their majority in the House in Virginia.
Holy
so like,
fuck.
so like it's so wild that like now because of that crazy ass like thing that happened in one district, now the if all those people have to step down, then the governor will suddenly be a Republican in Virginia.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's all fucked up.
I wish Leslie Knope could be the president.
Mm-hmm.
Same. So your beer, though.
My beer. Let me read you about the beer. Okay, very sorry about all. You know what the thing is about politics? It's not that I'm like worried that people won't agree with us, although obviously like I'm sure people won't. But it's like current events podcasts become dated so quickly that like that's why I don't like to always talk about like current events on the show. But
damn.
We also kind of do that anyway, like entertainment current events. So like whatever. Yeah, seriously, damn. Like what the fuck's going on in Virginia? Okay.
I love this. He said he's sure that it's not him in the photo because he remembers doing
yes,
blackface.
yes,
and it wasn't that time.
Yes.
What a dumb thing to say. Speaking of Michael Jackson, just quickly, have y'all seen the YouTube series? I guess it's a TV series that's on YouTube. Also, Billy on the Street with Billy Eichner.
Love him.
Have y'all seen the one? What's his name?
Eichner.
He like goes up to somebody who's like, name 3 white people, and the person names like some white person, and then Michael Jackson. And it's like Michael Jackson's black, and then the person's like, oh my god, and then he walks away. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like he'll just be like, name 3 women, and the woman's like, oh my god, I don't know.
For $1, right?
For $1.
I love him so much. I love that show.
Anyway. All right, your beer, though.
My beer. It's a dessert Berliner Weiss style ale brewed with Galaxy hops, vanilla, and milk sugar.
Wow.
What the fuck is milk sugar? Is that one thing?
It's certainly phrased as if it's one thing. Sugar
Weird.
from milk? I don't know.
Milk
Lactose?
is sweet. Lactose?
Yeah, I don't know. But it's not sweet, this beer. It's like kind of tart, actually, which I wasn't expecting.
That's kind of Berliner Weiss for you.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, Berliner Weiss is quite tart. Quite tart.
Why is it a dessert, though? I don't understand.
Because some people like tart desserts.
Why
and
are raspberries a dessert?
Oh.
They're not. The only fruit that's a dessert is key lime.
A key lime.
Like down the lot.
Just a key lime.
Because that's not tart.
Key limes are sweeter than regular limes. Key lime pie.
Okay, but
Key
that's a
lime
pie.
yogurt.
But a key lime is not. A
pie.
key lime fruit is not a dessert. A raspberry is a much better dessert than a key lime.
No, it's not.
fruit.
Yeah,
It's not a
true.
dessert.
You would eat a raw key lime for dessert?
No, but I also wouldn't eat a raspberry.
But you
That's
just
you.
Wait, you just said the only fruit that's dessert is a key lime, but you didn't mean it. You said it to me, but you didn't mean it.
If I could like candied it or sugar it.
Well,
I
that's
would eat it.
anything. What about a sugared raspberry?
No,
Candied cranberry.
tartlet.
Those are good.
no. I mean, they're fine.
What about an apple pie or a cherry pie?
Those are fine. They're fine.
Key lime
Okay,
pie is better though.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
it is.
If you get into pie, I mean, key lime pie is obviously superior to every other fruit
It's
pie.
obviously the best pie. Everybody knows key lime pie is the best pie. I've been telling.
Well, it doesn't
everyone
actually
that for
have
years.
like whole key limes in it like other fruit pies.
No, it doesn't, and it's all the better for it. But it does have fresh key lime juice.
Should we just give a recipe real quick for key lime pie?
We're gonna
It's so
throw
easy.
up the best pies up on our website, WayTooBroad.com.
Do they have
Spoiler
key
alert,
lime pie
just
in
key lime
Australia?
pie.
I don't know. We should ask our friend Eamon. Eamon, if you're listening, tell us if you have key limes and key lime pies in Australia.
Tell us if you have the only dessert fruit, key lime, raw ass key lime up in Australia.
We used to have a key lime tree in our front yard in Florida, and Hannah would eat that shit every day. Every day she picked the key lime, brought to school, and had it for dessert at lunch.
Boy, that was nice.
That is so true and not a lie at all. Definitely something Ben would remember because he was not 5 when we left Florida.
Yeah.
Or something.
All true. Facts.
Yep.
Cool.
Everything's a fact. Okay.
What else are you drinking?
That's it. I've like a seltzer from last week. And Erin.
Some still water.
Yeah. Erin, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a black cherry seltzer. Gosh, I'm almost done it.
Oh, you love black cherry still, huh? Are you still on that black cherry?
We are still on that black cherry bullshit. I've been buying a 12-pack a week. Get out of here.
We can't keep up. That's why my seltzers from last week, we can't keep up with our seltzer thirst lately.
Yeah, it's been a thirst.
Yeah, it's been
one week since I drank that seltzer.
Oh my.
Sorry, I have this cough. It's been in the 70s all week. Beautiful. But I think the pollen's coming out.
Wow, it's been like 50s here. Shit.
Here too.
Wow.
We're back on our weather podcast bullshit now.
That's right.
Hell
Man,
yeah.
what you drinking? What you drinking, boy?
I got a lime seltzer with some ice.
Hey, wow.
And I got.
Well, you have an iced seltzer.
Yeah.
That's
is that weird?
Curveball. It's a curveball.
Why is it a curveball?
It's a curveball.
Because you usually have iced still water.
I got that too.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Although the ice is melted in each of them.
We have an email.
We have an email?
Yeah, voice no reply at google.com writes and says, hello. We noticed you haven't used your Google Voice number in a while. Because phone numbers are a limited resource, it's our policy to reclaim unused numbers so they can be made available for new users. If you'd like to keep your voice number, you need to make calls by March 2nd. So that's, a cue for you listeners to give us a call. Thanks.
Please, by March 2nd, or else our podcast is canceled.
Yeah. Yep.
You don't have to leave a message, but if you don't at least call by March 2nd, then Google will cancel our podcast.
And that's
so please
on you.
call.
So.
Yeah, that'll be on you, the listener.
It will be.
Please save us. So, okay, Ben. No, we already did Ben. I have another upfront thing.
What's up?
Go.
I want to give a big, huge shout out to Aunt Brown, who has been texting me about how much she's been enjoying the Adventure Zone.
Oh, fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which has filled me with joy. So,
Freaking
great
shout
job.
Out.
My mother, Aunt Brown.
Shout out to Aunt Brown. So glad that you like that.
She told me, have you gotten to the Rockport Limited yet, Erin?
I think I've started it. I haven't listened in a while because I've been on my audio book bullshit.
Did you get to the Tom Bodette part yet?
That sounds super duper familiar.
That's what she was texting me about how she laughed out loud at that part about when all the Tom Bodette showed up. Yeah.
Whenever I tell
really
Kylie that I cried at the end of Balance, she's like, she still cannot imagine ever crying at the Adventure Zone.
What do you mean whenever you tell her that you cried? Do you remind her periodically?
Well, sometimes we usually listen to it if we're doing a long car drive together because she doesn't like to listen to podcasts, and she'll actually usually bring it up when something funny happens. She'll be like, I can't believe how do you I can't imagine crying at this. And I get it,
Kylie,
because at the beginning it's only, I mean, it's always fucking hilarious also, but you fall in love with the characters still.
Yeah, you do. It's really good. I just can't wait for everyone.
I mean, Parks and Rec can almost make me cry at the end.
I've cried at Parks and Rec.
I've cried absolutely at Parks and Rec.
Absolutely.
I've cried at every wedding in Parks and Rec.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the wedding episode for
both of them.
I just finished rewatching Parks and Rec again.
Nice. I haven't even finished Parks and Rec.
Wow.
OMG. You're in for more cries, Erin.
Yeah.
How far are you?
I'm just a slowpoke. I don't know. Let me look.
Let me see. We've just been super chit-chatting, and I'm loving it. I want to tell you guys one little story about dinner.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay.
Did you eat it?
Good story.
Ben, you're spoiling it.
Hold on, I'm about to just really quickly tell you. Okay, I am. Hold on. Season 6, episode 17.
So that's pretty close to the end of that season, right?
7 seasons?
I think so.
The show's so good.
I think there's 7 seasons.
There are 7.
Cool. Great. So have you gotten to the time jump yet?
No, that's season 7.
Oh, great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
It jumps
They do a good job.
3 years, I think, in the future.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Excuse you. Okay.
That was Hannah burping and excusing us, just so you know. Okay, continue, Hannah. What happened at dinner? Did that happen at dinner?
I mean, almost certainly. But so Ian and I got I'm not going to say the name of the meal delivery service because this isn't their fault, but we had a comedy of errors with our meal delivery service dinner tonight.
Was it red sachet?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it rhymes with true matron.
Okay, true matron. That's better. True matron. Hashtag true matron.
Hashtag true matron. So
It doesn't really
This
rhyme, but
episode
that's
is
close.
sponsored by True Matron.
You get a matron delivered to your door weekly.
That's true.
So
She will sit in your parlor and knit. So
And act matronly.
sign up today.
true matron. Use coupon code splay new flawed for 10% more matron for your dollars.
Way true broad. For a true matron. True broad. Okay.
Oh my. Okay.
Great.
So the first thing that happened was that part of the dinner is supposed to be mashed potatoes, and when I took the potatoes out of the bag, they looked like evil had started to seep into them. Like, usually potatoes are dirty on the outside, but these potatoes, they were dirty on the inside, and they had cracks.
They were
along
just
the
really
outside of them.
mean.
They had impure thoughts.
Yeah. They were evil potatoes.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that these things happened was because we actually didn't notice that we had a true matron box outside our door for like a full day after it was delivered, but it was really, really cold outside. So we were like, okay, well, this stuff is probably still safe to eat, but I think some of it actually got too cold and had a bad reaction to like being in the fridge after that. So I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. Something like that with the potato. I mean, takes a long time, I feel.
It's, well, maybe while it was outside during that night, maybe Satan got into the potatoes. I don't know.
That's true.
So
that's true. That's a true matron.
that's a true matron. So we had to throw out the potatoes. We had to scrap the mashed potatoes. We were like, fine. The other part of the meal was chicken. And also there was like a thing that we had to cook on the stovetop that was another side. And you know how True Matron does that thing where they like you cook one dish, but then they want to like help you conserve your dishes, so they'll say like rinse out the thing that you just used and then wipe it down and use the same thing for this other part of the thing. So I did that. I rinsed out a pot that I had just used and put it back onto the burner that was still like cooling down. And so the pot was cold, but the burner underneath it was still hot. And Ian felt the pot, felt that it was cold, and decided that he was confident enough that the burner was cold that he figured he could touch it with his whole hand.
Oh,
but
no.
Why?
Why?
But he wasn't confident enough that he didn't need to check it, so he went ahead and put his whole hand just right on that hot burner.
Why? But why did he put his
Why?
hand on it?
To check if it was still hot.
Just hold your hand above it.
That's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Because you will find out for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he did find out for sure. And so he was out of commission because he had to he actually, his hand is fine. He didn't actually burn it, but he had to run it under cold water for a while. So then when the chicken was cooked, and Ian was cutting it up, perhaps because of his half-burned hand, although he claims not, he dropped an entire breast of the chicken onto the floor.
Oh my God.
So we had half a chicken breast each, and
you just rinse it.
He did. I don't know.
You could totally rinse that.
I didn't see it. Well, the thing is, it had like a rub on it, so
yeah,
it was
after
completely...
it's cooked already.
Yeah, it was cooked already.
Oh, it was cooked. I thought it was raw.
No, it was
like,
cooked
just
already.
rinse that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah, so we had half a chicken breast, and we had some poorly cooked cabbage, which was my fault. I cooked the cabbage badly. One cool thing was when I rinsed out the pan after cooking the cabbage, the water went from purple to blue, which was really nice.
That's rad.
Yeah, that's like science. That's like some like high school chemistry shit right there.
Absolutely.
Or middle school.
Yeah, or elementary school. I'm really bad at chemistry, so who can say?
And and then we had some chips and salsa instead of mashed potatoes because figure it's equivalent.
This would have never happened to a true matron. She would have had all of her dinner affairs in order.
Yeah, you're right. I should have gone with true matron.
Was that
next time?
Was that tonight?
That was tonight. Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's my dinner story.
At least she had a big old beer to take the pain away at the end.
Yeah.
We did takeout from every week. We go to the same restaurant because it's right next to where Henry goes to daycare once a week. On the days where we're both in the office, and they had like a chicken salad sandwich special, and they also had a wedge salad special, which is what Molly and I both really wanted. And I must have ordered it weird because they gave us like 2 chicken salad sandwiches to go, and I didn't realize until I got home. And I was so disappointed, but it's one of those things that's like, I don't know what I said. Like, I could have very well said, I'll have 2 of the salads with chicken, because the wedge salads did have chicken on it. So we also had a kind of a dinner kerfuffle today.
A dinner disappointment.
Yeah, it was really disappointing, but they were really great about it, because I guess Molly contacted them and was like, just so you know, that was like a little confusing, because who knows what I said? Who knows what words came out of my mouth? I take blame for it also, right? Like I was probably not as explicit as I could have been, but anyway.
What is a wedge salad sandwich?
It's not a sandwich.
It's a wedge salad.
Do you know
a lettuce wedge?
A lettuce wedge, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
This one was like, oh man, it was a buffalo chicken one.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh yeah. I'm so sad. It's fine.
Sorry.
How was the chicken salad?
Not what I wanted to eat. It tasted like someone burned their hand and then dropped half of it on the ground. I don't know.
Let's see. Anybody else got upfront stuff?
No.
Okay, so do you want to know then, should we pop in and you can find out what my obsession is first?
Yes.
Yeah, let's pop in.
Okay. Did you see my chicken dance though?
Yeah, you had a really nice little dance that you were very excited about popping. You popped.
I actually am very excited, so...
She just did a little chicken dance, like that part of the chicken dance.
Yeah.
No other part.
No, just the first part. I hope that you could hear my shuffling noises so that made some kind of sense. Okay, my obsession is a mobile game.
Oh.
Gross. Go on.
For the cellular phone.
Yeah, it's kind of what I think it would be a genre of mobile game that one might call idle game or something like that. It's
fun.
like it's just tapping different things basically. It's just kind of like a relaxing game. I discovered this game during the Super Bowl this week. I was at my friend's house as stated, but we didn't get our shit together to play a board game, so I needed to find some other way to entertain myself because of how I don't give 2 shits about football. So
what shit has to be together to play a board game. Just someone has to remember to bring a board game.
Well, we had board games, but we just like
didn't want to play 'em.
Yeah, we didn't get it set up before the game started, and then at that point it's like a whole thing. Plus they have 3.5 kids, so there's just like a lot going on all the time.
Gotcha. What's the half?
They're cooking up a 4th one right now.
Nice.
So yeah.
Is this Matt and Andrea?
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout outs to Matt and Andrea, because sometimes Matt listens to this, but he probably won't hear it for like a year, because he tends to be very behind on podcasts because he has 3.5 kids. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shout out.
Yeah. And also they were both saying now that they both work from home and they don't have a commute anymore, they just like don't know when to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it.
Legit.
Yeah. So anyway, I was at Matt and Andrea's house, and I was looking at apps for some reason, and I saw this app called Cats Are Cute. That's the name of it. And I was like, well, I gotta see what that's all about, because I agree.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong, so maybe they're right. So I went and looked at it, and it turns out it's a really great little game. It's called Cats Are Cute. It's Korean. It's a single person. It's like the studio is called like Kiruk Studios. It's one person in Seoul, South Korea, who designed this whole game, and it's kind of like, it's very simple kind of line drawings. Gonna show you guys my screen right now, but I do have a lot of pictures that I can share with our listeners.
Oh yeah, okay.
So the only things that have color are like the notifications and the cats themselves. Like that's for instance, that's Sugar, and she lives at the bakery, and she's playing with a rolling pin there.
That's nice.
Yeah, she's nice. So I have in this game now. So when you start the game, you have one cat, and you get like a little bit of a tutorial, and you have the ability to level up. And as you level up, you can have as many cats as you have levels. And every cat that you gain comes with its own like home. So you're basically building a little village as you go of cats and infrastructure, essentially. Because there's like, let's see. I started out with just a house, but now I have a donut shop, a chicken shop, a town hall. I have a fire station. I have like a veggie place. I have a hotel. I have a warehouse that apparently is empty. Wow. I have a bakery.
Except for a cat.
Yeah, there's a cat who like is the foreman of the empty warehouse. I have a fish shop. I have a park. I have all this stuff. And everything in the game, the cats and the buildings have like little blurbs that explain things about them to you, and they like tend to be kind of really have cute little details to them and be really kind of like fun to read. Like that one's just a house. Hold on. Veggie Crazy. The vegetables are very fresh. Many cats are curious about how all the vegetables are so fresh. Like stuff like
many
that.
of the cats are curious about this.
Yes. Or Sniffy, who works at the No Chicken restaurant. Sniffy invented soy chicken after seeing his granny's recipe in his dream. The sauce recipe is 2 meow spoons soy sauce, vinegar. Oh well, we're out of space, so we don't get the recipe. That's the joke.
Yeah.
But you know, they're cute, and you can like, it's free. It's totally free. Like you can buy things, but it's honestly like the things you can buy, it's not even a good deal. Like you're better off just waiting, because the way that you like advance in the game is you level up your cats and you level up your houses. And as you level up your cats and your houses, you can gain fish, which are like currency, and hearts, which are what allow you to level up faster. And you gain toys, and when you gain toys, you can actually teach the cats new sort of actions that they can do. So when a cat like first is placed in your village, which by the way, you also get to choose where the buildings are placed, so you can like customize your city and you can move things around if you want to. It costs a little bit of money. It doesn't seem worth it to me, but you could if you wanted to.
Like real money?
No, like fish.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So real money.
as time goes on, if you want, you can teach them new activities. And when you teach them those, they'll start cycling through the different things that they know how to do. So they may start out and they always like have their head stuck in a trash bag or something, but then they'll get a new skill and suddenly they can like also like pick up trash and stuff like that. And like there's one really, really cute little one who lives at this fountain, and his name is Mutin, like Newton with an M, and he can either be looking at the fountain or standing up looking at the fountain, or he can have fallen into the fountain. That's just like, so you can do all kinds of things with them. You can play hide and seek and stuff, and you can feed them, and basically everything amounts to just like tapping, just different amounts of tapping. So nothing is like incredibly challenging, but it's relaxing and it's fun. I have 27 cats now, and I have the potential to get 15 more before I'm done. Yeah.
Damn.
That's very exciting. You have a lot going on right now.
I have a lot going on right now.
The potential for 15 more cats. It's a great investment.
Like, there's this one thing that you can do. One of the things that's like a thing you can do to get more hearts is just like look at any given cat for 6 full seconds without doing anything else. Like they'll pop up a notification that tells you basically they want you to look at them, and then you just tap on it and you just sit there and don't do anything for 6 seconds, and then you get a bunch of hearts from that. That's so great.
So nice.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's popular. It's got like over 1 million downloads. I was looking on their like social media today, and they actually have like fan art and stuff. And the other thing I was thinking about, because I saw a couple of pictures where people had kind of like colorized or further animated the buildings themselves, and I was thinking this almost is like and you can take pictures within the game. So this almost is like you could make your own little scenes to color in on some other app if you wanted to, because everything is black and white except for the cats. So
cute.
Neato.
Yeah.
Cats are
cute. Yeah. Cats are cute, and that's the whole deal with this one.
That's all there is to say about that.
That's just all there is to it. Cats are cute.
Reminded me, sorry if you said this, do you get to name them?
You do not get to name them. They come with names and like little aspects of their personality. And like little backstories and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's his little face. Oh, that's so nice. He fell in the fountain. I see.
He fell in the fountain.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, and there's one up on the balcony there. Just
smiling.
Yeah.
That's
so nice.
They're cute. I'm going to send you actually a couple more pictures that I took because... Oh, and also, so there's this like, there's a lot of surprises in it too. Like there are certain conditions that they don't tell you about that will cause other animals to appear in your town. So like, for instance, there's the original house, and then there's a house that's called Next Door. And I saved the spot next door in anticipation of that house because I just thought that would be nice because that's what they're called. And when I finally got that house and placed it next door to my original house, a puppy popped up.
Wow.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And it tells you what you did to cause that to happen. So I have like a little tiny bird that flies all around town. And that's because I have 3 or more restaurants in town, like stuff like that.
Cool.
It's just cute. I just like it.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That seems like a nice thing to do while you're like watching Netflix.
Yeah, and it's also nice because it does also reward you for putting it down because you're
putting the cats down,
putting the game down because
this game has suddenly turned into something terrible. I don't ever want to play.
No, it rewards you for putting the game down because the houses generate fish, aka money, in real time. They generate fish by the hour. So if you put it down and then you come back like that night, then you have so much fish to spend on whatever you want. You know, you're not like waiting for your houses to produce fish. You're just like rolling in dough, like ready to do whatever you dream of doing. So
what are the in-app purchases? I feel like you can't get away from that.
You can buy there's also something called cat grass, which is like another form of currency. You can buy that. You can buy fish, or you can buy toys. But like they're really expensive and the quantities are not great. So like I wouldn't do it.
These cats are nice. So some of them have a little storm cloud over their head. Is that to indicate like they're frustrated? And are there any negative repercussions for your cats being frustrated?
No, it's just like part of the actions that they're doing. Like I think it kind of is supposed to indicate maybe like worry or something.
This is sweet and nice. I just downloaded it.
Awesome. I'm sending you one more, which is the fishing hole area, and then we can move along. But yeah, I do recommend it if you're looking for just like a relaxing idle game. It's really nice.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Ian's been playing it too. The music is sweet also, although I don't often play games with the music on because it wears on you after a while.
True dat, Holmes.
Yeah. All right. Erin, it's time.
It's time. We get to see if we're all talking about the same series. This series is on Netflix.
Oh my god.
It's kind of dark.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking about it. It's the Sabrina remake. Is that what you guys are talking about? I'm kidding. Russian Doll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, so my obsession is Russian Doll. Have you guys seen it in its entirety?
Yes.
I have not seen it in its entirety. I'm on episode 5, I think.
Okay.
I've seen all of it.
Yeah, we finished it last night. So Russian Doll, if you haven't heard about it, listeners, it's a Netflix show starring Natasha Lyonne, who's so great. It was created by Natasha Lyonne, Amy Poehler, and Leslie Headland, who I wasn't as familiar with, but she is seems like a great screenwriter and stuff.
Yeah.
And basically it stars Natasha Lyonne, and her character Nadia keeps dying and reliving the night of her 36th birthday, and keeps dying, and then kind of like
resetting
in the front of the same mirror in the same bathroom at like the same point in the evening. Ben is having a severe case of the hiccups.
Is that what that is? I thought he was just like burping over it.
No, he's having
no, it's hiccups.
He's having a little baby hiccup. So this show is like popping up in my Twitter feed a lot because Natasha Lyonne plays a software developer. Like her character is a software developer, so it's in a lot of the Twitter I follow is like, you know, software developer Twitter, and so, but it's just so good. So we watched the first episode one night, and we were like, oh yeah, okay. That was good. And then from the second episode, it was like, let's only watch like 1 or 2 tonight. And we started with the second, and we're like, another. And then the third, we watched like 4 on the night we were only going to watch 1, and had to like pull ourselves away, and then finished up. Oh, I think we might have watched 5 that night. Because there's 8.
They were only a half hour long too. I couldn't believe that. I didn't realize they were only a half hour long until we were on like episode 4. Yeah. And I could, because they fit so much into every episode. And I feel like I've been like that, like I don't know. It doesn't feel like they're like 20 something minutes. They're not even a half hour.
Yeah, they're 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's great. Like it looks amazing. Like it's pleasant to look at. The writing is amazing. The directing is amazing. The acting is amazing. The music's great. Natasha Lyonne is like so good. It just cannot be. It just can't be said enough that she is so good.
Did you read the same article that I did? The interview with was it Leslie Headland? Is that her name?
I haven't read that.
So I hadn't realized how involved it was. Really, it started out as like Natasha Lyonne and Amy Poehler's like idea together, and they had been like, the 3 of them had been working on it together for like years, kind of like throwing things around and things like that. And Natasha Lyonne, apparently was like one of the major, maybe the major driving force behind like a lot of the choices of music. I mean, a lot of the choices in general, but like she specifically called out the music, and that one song, Gotta Get Up, Get, which stuck in my head forever now. And I get it stuck in my head at work all the time, and then that makes me like that makes me have all these existential like feelings when I'm at work. But how I'm like resetting every day through work. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that song, that's great. All the music is great, like shockingly good.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
It's very good, and it's just like it's deep. It's like got a lot of layers. It's so
funny.
It's really good. I feel like it deserves all the hype that it's getting because it's just like a really wonderful piece of television. And I did read something that like Natasha Lyonne said it's like watches like a 4-hour movie that's broken up into episodes, which is totally right. And I'm like super excited to rewatch it because I know that there's so many little things that to notice. On a rewatch.
I want to do that again.
Yeah, I like how it's like the premise obviously like reminded me right away of Groundhog Day. Yeah. But it's like and obviously there's no way to like it's different in that she dies and resets. It's not like she's reliving the same day necessarily. Yeah. So, but it right away just wipes Groundhog Day out of your mind, at least my mind. And I feel like it's a premise that like could get really tedious, and it doesn't over the time that they do it. And also, I had read that it's I think was an all female writers' room or crew or both or something like that, which I thought was also really cool.
That's dope.
Lizzie, who's one of the friends, the one with the short blonde hair and the overalls.
Yeah,
she is married to Leslie Headland in real life.
She was also in Orange is the New Black, as was like 4 other of the actors in this show.
Was Natasha Lyonne also?
Yeah, she was. I loved Lizzie. Was like one of my favorite characters in the whole show. I just really loved her whole energy. I just enjoyed her very much. So that's not a spoiler.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah,
this whole show is awesome. I would just encourage you to watch it. It's just a very entertaining way to spend 4 hours of your time.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing, apparently it was originally pitched as a 3-season arc. So as long as it gets renewed, which I can't imagine that they won't do, right? There will be a second season, and there was planned to be one. So that's cool.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. What does it have? Like 100 on Rotten Tomatoes?
Does it?
It did last time, or like last time I was reading about it.
It's got 100%.
Wow. It's great.
It's great. It's so good. Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought it. I'm so glad.
Hundo. I did have a backup in case, Wow. 54 critics. 100%.
Hundo bundo.
Yeah. It's just great. And I just love seeing Natasha Lyonne in more stuff.
What else? Other than Orange is the New Black has she been in? Because I haven't watched Orange is the New Black, and I haven't.
But I'm a cheerleader.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She was the cheerleader.
I'm a cheerleader.
But she was a cheerleader.
But I'm a cheerleader.
But she was a cheerleader.
But she was a cheerleader.
But I'm a cheerleader.
But anyway, okay, just watch the show. Thank you for your time. I did have a backup in case y'all. Which I'll give it as an honorable shout out. Actually,
good idea. Yeah.
Because I keep saying it.
Yeah, you do keep saying it.
Yeah, I keep saying it, and it probably won't be my section next week. But okay, apparently everyone knew this except I did. Did y'all ever see that French film "Blue is the Warmest Color"?
No.
It's a good movie in French. It's a French film. It's a lesbian movie about like a lesbian romance. Okay. It was good. I liked it. Apparently it was based off a graphic novel, which I just discovered this very week. So I immediately ordered that graphic novel and read it in 2 evenings, and it's awesome. So honorable shout out to the graphic novel, Blue is the Warmest Color. I had some tears at the end. It was originally written in French. There's a translated version, which is the one that I got, because I thought it would be very tedious to hand translate by hand and brain, the not knowing hardly
translate by hand and brain,
not really knowing French to speak of, not knowing any to speak of. So anyway, check that out. It's by God damn it. I closed all my things. And it's the warmest color graphic novel. Beautiful. It's beautiful. By Julie Moreau.
Wow.
Check it out wherever books are sold.
Wow. Great pronunciation.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to the table, Erin. If I hadn't brought Netflix shows 2 weeks in a row already, we would have had a problem tonight. But
that's why I felt confident that no one else was going to be talking about it. Because I was like, you would feel too embarrassed to come roll up with a third Netflix show.
No, you're right. It's much less embarrassing to roll up with an app that just lets you have more cats.
Yeah, well, apparently it is less embarrassing. So.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Ben?
Great job, Erin.
Thanks.
Hey, hi, I'm Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Mine is an album.
Oh,
Whoa.
gross, Ben.
I didn't do that. It's a lie.
What's your album?
It's an album by Logic. Who we talked about last week a little bit, because I had a song stuck in my head of his. The song 1-800-273-8255.
Wow, impressive.
I just
feel
read
like
it.
I'm out of my mind.
Yeah.
Wow, impressive that you can read, Ben.
So, I think I mentioned, maybe it was last week also, or a couple weeks ago. Did I mention Between the Sheets?
I've been taking my time.
That's a good answer.
Both
of you. Do either of you remember?
Feeling like my life ain't mine. Who can relate?
Woo! What was the question?
Did I mention Between the Sheets last week or a couple weeks ago? It's the Critical Role like interviews.
No,
I don't know. I've heard of it.
I thought I did. But anyway, they did.
We don't listen to you.
Season 1 of that was really obvious a couple minutes ago.
What? Wasn't listening.
Season 1 of Between the Sheets was they interviewed all the cast members of Critical Role. I've definitely said this. I'm having like deja vu saying exactly these words.
Did, yeah.
And season 2, the first episode was an interview with Logic, because apparently the guy who hosts Between the Sheets is Brian W. Foster, who is like one of the like kind of behind the scene guys at Critical Role, and also who is Ashley Johnson's fiance. And apparently he's like really good friends with Logic, and so got him to come do an interview. And I listened to his interview.
Told us this
because they release it in. Well, I hadn't listened to it when I talked about it last time, but I listened to it, and he's just a very interesting person. He's got like because obviously, I mean, like his most famous song is a song about suicide, and with the title of the song is Suicide Hotline. And he talks a lot in his work about like mental illness and anxiety, and just generally has a message, and tries to like kind of preach positivity and equality, which is like not something you see in a lot of rap music. It's not a genre you expect to hear that kind of message from in general, I feel like. And that interview, I would recommend listening to it, because they release them in podcast form also, these interviews, not just on like YouTube, because it is interesting. He's very like confident, and I think could definitely be, you could come off as like cocky, but it's the kind of like, did my internet disconnect?
No, we're listening.
Oh, okay.
For once.
It's just Hannah. I think Hannah was like actually frozen.
No, I'm
in real life.
No, I'm
Hannah lives in the north. Of course she's frozen. It's winter, Ben. Good.
I was just looking at the video. I'd never even seen Logic before, so I just looked up his interview to see his face.
He's like
white.
No, he's black. He's mixed race.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he actually it talks a lot about it in the album Everybody, which is, I didn't say the name yet. My obsession is the album Everybody by Logic. He's like very confident to the point of sometimes coming off as cocky, I think, but it's like the kind of confidence where like he's just like really proud of himself and how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his life, which is like not, it's one of those things where like I don't feel like it's like undeserved of him to be like, I'm fucking great because he is kind of great, and he's like, it's not like he's just like putting other people down by saying he's proud of himself, you know? But he's just like, and I don't think it's bad to be proud of yourself for being successful also. So,
well, you know, what the other thing is that I've been thinking about a lot, and like, it's like we are always striving to believe that we're capable of greatness or whatever, that we're like great. But then it's like, then if you act like that, then it's like, why is that? How can that be so bad? Like, you know, you tell people to believe in themselves, but then like if they act like they believe in themselves, then sometimes we frown on that. So it's like, I can see how it can be kind of a double-edged thing. And also, I've been starting to realize that the main difference between people who really seem like they sort of deserve the amount of credit that they give themselves and people who don't is just that they like really truly believe that they do, if that makes any sense. You know?
Yeah.
So your obsession is not his new album?
No, it's the album Everybody. I haven't listened to his new album or any of his old albums yet, because I've been listening to Everybody like on repeat this week.
Nice.
Because I really like it.
Oh, I see. Nice.
It's a really interesting album. It very clearly tells a story. And the story is about a guy named Adam, spelled Atom, who dies and then goes not to heaven, but goes to like the afterlife and talks to God, played by Neil deGrasse Tyson. And a lot of interesting stuff. And there are like parts of the album that are just like him conversing with Neil deGrasse Tyson as God. No, actually, it's not Logic who's Adam. It's some actor who I think I know, but I can never remember. But yeah, I think the album is really, really good all the way through. 1-800-273-8255 is from this album. I would recommend, there are 2 songs I would recommend skipping, just because I don't really care for them that much. And those ones are Killing Spree and Inkblot. And if you listen to them, especially Killing Spree, you'll understand why I would recommend skipping them. But like the song Take It Back is really, really, really amazing. And it's where he like basically tells his whole life story. And it has such an interesting structure for a song where like it starts as kind of like this, I feel like you hear the message in like a lot of rap, like a very general, like, fuck the haters, fuck people who told me I wouldn't get where I am, like I'm here now and I'm great kind of thing. And then like, and it starts like that, like basically with that kind of message. And then towards the middle, it sort of like breaks into like almost a spoken word poetry feel, where he's like telling the story of his whole life almost, and like growing up being a very light-skinned black man whose father, his mom's white and his dad is black, and his dad left when he was a kid. And his mom is racist and like grew up calling him the N-word.
Oh my god.
And then like at school everyone would call him a cracker because he looked light-skinned, and like just talks a lot about like growing up kind of between those two worlds, where he black people would assume he like had this white privilege just from being light-skinned, and then white people would still call him the N-word, even his mother. And then it like ends with the music like fades out for the last 2 seconds, and it's just like him just speaking and very earnestly asking people to stop killing each other.
Wow.
It's just like it's just a very powerful song. And it's same with Confess, which is the third song in the album. The end of that song is like, because if you listen to the first 2 songs, you could sort of, I don't think Logic is religious, but you could totally think that like it's a religious album almost. But then like at the end of Confess, you're like, oh no, it's not. Like it's because it kind of ends with I think it's Killer Mike who's on that song. Yeah, it's Killer Mike. Oh, cool. Who is like basically just ranting at God for making the world as unequal as it is, and for putting people in power who don't deserve it and who are hateful, and for putting people of color down for so long. It's just really good.
Nice.
And it flows really well, the whole album. Yeah, it's just great. He's also there's a Netflix like documentary series called Rapture about a bunch of rappers. Like there's like an hour-long episode for each of them. And his is the first episode. I haven't watched any others yet because I was just curious to learn more about him, so I watched it. It's also really interesting.
On Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called Rapture.
You said that like nothing is ever on Netflix.
Yeah.
On Netflix?
Netflix
Like
of all places?
you haven't rolled up in here almost 3 weeks in a row with a Netflix edition.
I just haven't seen hide nor hair of it on all the time I spend on Netflix.
I know. That's good. His name is funny.
What?
His name is
Logic?
Sir Robert Bryson Hall II, and
Yeah.
Sir is a part of his name, not an honorific title.
Yeah.
His first name is Sir.
Yeah. It's weird.
That is weird.
Is that actually, that's like part of his name?
That's his first name.
Sir?
What?
Sir.
Really?
I mean, according to Wikipedia.
Well, he goes by Bobby.
I just looked up Logic and it just took me to Logic the Concept.
Yeah, good album. Good guy.
Sir Robert
He's just
Bryson
like so
The second, does that mean his dad's first name was also Sir?
maybe they just
No,
added
that was
the second.
added by his mom, according to his friend, I think. Anyway,
Really? What the fuck?
very cool.
Yeah, he there are a lot of like stories of him interacting with fans who like, you know, were thinking about killing themselves, and hearing his music kind of brought them back from the edge. And also like it's just cool to like that giving that song the title that is the Suicide Prevention Hotline, and then like that was like the #1 song on the charts for like several weeks last year or a couple years ago. And it's just like that almost definitely got that number more publicity and probably saved a bunch of lives.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just really cool to do that. He's just
It's
a good
cool.
Dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
That's a
Good
good song.
musician.
He sounds like a good dude. It sounds like a good album. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a poo-poo head, but I'm going to check out that album.
He is?
Yeah, he has multiple rape allegations against him.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
For real.
That sucks.
Multiple.
Yeah. When did this album come out, though?
2017. Is that on the cusp?
I think it was, post, I think. But it's like, that's been an oddly slow burning situation.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah. Which has kind of been the weird part. It's like, yeah, I've read about it, and it seems extremely uncool and bad and legitimate. So I've been kind of trying to avoid him. But a lot of people seem like they just haven't like gotten that memo yet.
Yeah. So I'd like to clarify, I'm not sure if it's multiple rape allegations. I know that there's one that's really horrendous, and I know there's at least one other sexual misconduct. I'm not sure if there's actually multiple like rape allegations, but he's been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women.
I also feel like he has not been like great about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have no doubt
about reacting to it. I mean,
yeah, right.
Obviously.
Wow, he has so many.
Yeah.
I think that's 3 or 4 I've just read on Wikipedia.
Damn.
Boy.
Wow, there's just a lot of stuff on the bottom of my drink.
Maybe that's all your dessert from your dessert Berliner Weisser.
Maybe that's the milk sugar.
Which is different than sugar milk.
Yeah.
Sugar milk is milked from the teat of a sugar.
You're right. You're right.
Well, that's a nice obsession there you got there, Ben.
Thanks there, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, so the album is, what was the album called?
Everybody
by Logic. And that's cool. That's great. Well, I'm gonna watch that between the sheets, and I'm gonna listen to that album.
Frick.
And you can listen to the Between the Sheets in podcast form also.
I can't find it on my podcasting app.
It's on Spotify.
Well, Spotify's going to be the Netflix of podcasts, so I guess I'll have to get used to it.
What?
Spotify just bought Gimlet and Anchor,
Wow.
yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And they're saying they
Alright.
want to be the next Netflix of podcasts.
Okay.
And then oddly,
The
in the
next-
same...
I want to be the next Netflix of podcasts.
Oddly, then, in the same day, my best friend Kristen, who never listens to podcasts, texted me and asked if she could listen to our podcasts on Spotify. And I was like, yes! And I sent her the links, but I don't know if she, heard about, that on the news and made a connection or what happened there, but it was interesting.
Fun.
But we're on there. You guys.
I listen to our podcast on Spotify sometimes.
They don't have every podcast. The one that's the best for me is the Google Podcasts app because it has the most stuff. But then there are some things that just simply are not on there, like Between the Sheets.
Simply are not.
It's just if it's not all in the same place, then I'm just gonna miss new episodes of whatever the podcast is. It's not there, so I try to keep them all together. But that's the whole idea with the Spotify thing. It's like people are already there for music, so they might as well stay for podcasts.
They might as
I
well
get
be the next Netflix podcast.
Right.
Or the first. Who knows?
Who's
It's
the
just
current
every
Netflix
time
of
that I look up
podcasts?
Between the Sheets, I get a bunch of sassy looking stuff.
Yeah, I think you gotta narrow. Gotta be more.
I mean, it's just called...
specificity.
Just go to Spotify.
I am.
What? It's like the first result when I looked.
I found it now.
It's not hard, you idiot.
Fuck you, Ben.
What are our closing statements?
Homework. My homework is go download
Go.
Cats Are
It's
Cute.
just go.
Go away.
Download Cats Are Cute from your local app store. It's an app.
From your local app store.
It's an app.
It's cute.
Visit your local artisan app store.
It's an app. It's dessert.
Oh, another bad person.
Yeah.
And my Twitter is at Hanthropology. If you want to send me pictures of your cat villages, I totally would love that. I'll tweet out some of my own, even though it's silly. No, I'll tweet them out because it's silly. And
Not
Nice.
silly. Silly, but great.
yeah, and that's also my Instagram, Hanthropology. And I have another podcast called So Dreamy, where we listen to and talk about dreams and stuff. And it's great. If you like to hear about people's dreams, or if you like sleepy voice, or if you like fun things. And that's it. Erin, what's your homework?
Hi, I'm Erin.
Hi.
My homework is to watch Russian Doll on Netflix.
On Netflix?
I don't want to hear about it. Excuses to not do it. I want you to hear about you doing it.
Yeah.
Great. Enjoy that.
Send us your
My-
thoughts.
Send us your thoughts.
Call us so that our podcast voicemail doesn't die, and send us your thoughts about Russian Doll. What do you think it means? What do you think of the ending? What do you think of the beginning? What do you think of the middle? Tell us all.
What do you think about the way Natasha Lyonne says cockroach? She's so great.
Oh, yeah.
She's so good. Please.
Yeah.
Just Natasha Lyonne, if you're listening, call us. We love you.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Just say cockroach for 3 minutes straight. We'll love
Yeah.
it. We'll play the
It'll
whole
be-
thing.
We'll play the whole thing. We will not edit it. Unabridged.
Unabridged.
My Twitter's at @EarnBurn. I review lesbian movies on Instagram at LesbianMovieReviews on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Ben.
Ben's turn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go listen to the album Everybody by Logic. I recommend skipping the songs Killing Spree and Inkblot in favor of the other better songs. My Twitter is nicely proved Ben. That's it. Good night.
Okay.
Did you guys see that we have a new review on Podchaser?
No.
From friend of the show, Eamon. It's very nice.
Wow, so
Hey,
nice.
thank
Let
you,
me,
Eamon.
I can read it to you real quick. It's short.
I had another Australia question.
Podchaser.
more than just a chill time. These three are constantly making quotable phrases by accident and sharing good things they love.
That's true.
It's so nice. It's actually from December, but I just noticed it. You have an Australia question?
I did. Oh, yeah. Do you guys play baseball there? Because
no,
I learned the other day. Okay, but I learned the other day about a major league pitcher who's from Australia, and I was like, what the fuck? How?
I know that they don't, because one time I tried to talk to Eamon about baseball, and he didn't know what the diamond was called. He called it a square.
Right. I remember talking about this.
Yeah.
Then how the fuck did this guy end up playing professional Major League Baseball in America?
Well, maybe he had a passion for it. You know?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, but like
he was just having a catch with his dad, and then his dad was like, "You're so good."
Without there being any kind of like infrastructure in place, it's just wild that he could get to the point of being a major league player. You know what I mean?
What was your first question?
What?
For Australia?
What?
I forget.
What was our first question for Australia?
Oh, they have key lime pie.
Right.
Yeah, key lime pie down under.
Right. I do also want to know what the deadliest thing is that they've ever seen in the wild.
Yeah, let us know.
Send us your questions for Eamon, and we'll.
No, I want to know what the dangerous thing they've seen in their home is.
Okay,
fucking the wild.
Just not in a zoo is what I mean. Outside
Man
of a zoo.
is the most dangerous beast of all, or something like that. Isn't that a thing?
Yep.
The game. Most dangerous game.
Yeah. Okay, so if you would like to save our podcast, please call us and leave us a voicemail at 774... What?
Nope, keep going.
At 774-326-0420. Blaze it. Please.
It just occurred to me, call us, tell us what your obsessions this week are.
Yeah, of course. Always, forever.
We want to know what you're obsessed with this week. Are we missing something? Tell us something so we can get into it.
Tell us, Send us
a blurb
exciting
about what you're loving, and we'll read it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So fun.
You can tweet at us what your obsession is this week, or anything else, at 2BroadPod on Twitter. You can DM us on Instagram, I guess, at WayTooBroad on Instagram. You can email us a blurb about what your obsession is this week at waytoobroad@gmail.com. And if you forget any of that, or if there's anything else that you want, you can go to waytoobroad.com. If there's anything that you need, you can find it at www.earnben.com.
Mm-hmm.
And as I guess I didn't say this before, but Eamon did get a sticker for that review, and you could too if you leave us a review anywhere that we can find it and tell us how to get you a sticker. And then, so please do that.
Do it.
And that's it.
That's great. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great Sunday.
Have a great week.
Have a great life.
The podcast
Catch you
candle
on Flippy Flip
is now doesn't have a lid.
Finished.
Extinguished. Had to blow it out.
Bye.
Goodbye.